I promised yesterday that I would come back with some calculations on the shop value, scarcity, utility-wise, what is worth, what is not worth, and how many vouchers you can still collect or not. The reason why I only have almost 40,000 vouchers is simple. It's because last time, due to cumulative spending, I purchased 7,500 diamonds worth of vouchers, which is 10,500, because the value is 1.5 between diamonds and vouchers. So one diamond gives you 1.5 vouchers. This is the amount that you can get per day. 360 for the timer. What is the timer? You go here. This is 14. And you get 14. Every 4 minutes you get one. Second, you get a sign-in. What is the sign-in? You light the bonfire every single day. Don't forget that. 1020 hidden treasure. You go through levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and find 3 chests in each. 2 of them give you vouchers in the value of 170, and the third one is just a puzzle piece that you add and you won't get vouchers for it directly. 30, so 3 times 10 is the Azure Dragon. What do I mean by that? This is the Azure Dragon here. Okay, it doesn't look like an Azure Dragon, but when you see this, it says Azure Dragon here, it says Azure Dragon King here, and so on. So you understand, you fight, and it takes you okay, well, if you want to do this better, then just remove some of the units that may deal less damage, and either way you fight in some ways. Devil is not bad. Oh, Corrupted Fiend, amazing. And I could add some other units as well that deal enough damage. Anyway, I'll do the battle. And then at the end I'm gonna get 10 vouchers. This is kind of disappointing that you do all these things just for 10, but you know, you're just in theory you're just fighting for the community. In practice, I don't know if it counts for the community or there is just a time-based completion, but either way you're gonna get 10 vouchers in total, 3 times. Write it in the comments what you think about it. So 3 vouchers or 10 vouchers 3 times. Now this is the next one, and there is a daily missions type of thing. What is the daily missions? It's not these here, so it's not what I meant, but these daily missions right here. This and this gives you 100 per day, every single day. Okay, so the total is 1710, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go 1710. If there are 8 days left, you multiply it by 8 and you get the result. This is the amount that you can expect. And on top of that, you need to add here. What is here? 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus another 90. Write it in the comments what you think about the 30 diamond rewards. Isn't it amazing? I'm blown away. So there are these values, and then in my specific case it's 320 more. Plus, I don't know what happens if you defeat that godlike unit like Azure Dragon, because usually you get something like 2,900 vouchers or 2,620 or 2,320, I don't know. You will figure it out yourself and calculate the total. And with that, you add this value right now without the Azure Dragon, at 14,000, to your stash, which is right now for me 39,000. And once you finish with the calculation, so it's like 14k, then you know that I would expect 53,000 in total, in my case. Which is enough, for example, for these 2 weapons, if I wanted this. So it's possible, but then you won't be able to buy much. Well, you will be able to do some things. Now, 53,000 something, that's one. But you're gonna defeat the Azure Dragon, which gives you 2,000 to 3,000 more, so 55,000, 56,000, along those lines. This is the Azure Dragon once again. So this is the amount that you can expect. And now let's see the items themselves. Here is the first row. I made some calculations. The calculation is super easy. There is a 1.5 conversion number between diamond and voucher. So you need to divide this value by 1.5 to get the diamond value. In the 6,000 case, divination voucher, it costs 4,000 diamonds. Why? Because like 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, you see? 2/3 of 6,000 is 4,000. That's the idea. And 4,000 times 1.5 is 6,000. So that's how you can calculate it for yourself. And then you see that for divination voucher it's 800 per 10 because you get 50 for 4,000. It's neutral. Treasure hunt permit, this is neutral too. If I remember correctly, and we can check it right now in the shop, this is exactly the discount rate when you have a specific week. For divination voucher I know that it is, but for treasure hunt permit we will see preferred benefit. No, it's not preferred, it's daily bonus. Here it is. The cheapest one is 1,000. It's exactly the same as the daily limit to purchase. There is no difference in the two value wise, except that you have a higher quantity and you need to get a larger number of purchase in there. Dreamcatcher is the worst in terms of utility, but remember that when you buy it for 3,333 diamonds, you get 1,500 back through the daily missions if you always use 10 at a time. Okay, and this is order of utility. Red Holy Emblem is still the highest in terms of utility, then come battle scars, then come divination vouchers, then come dreamcatchers. All of them are neutral. The red emblem value is actually quite good up to a certain point. I mean, I strongly believe that no one in this game yet has 3 teams fully equipped with the right red emblems that you need for your 3 teams. This would mean 24 units, but you also have backup formation, by the way, so it's 33 units. That's a lot. Plus, you also have support formation where it helps a bit. So I think you won't run out of the need for red emblems for a while. And it matters like less and less, but it still matters. That's why I'm saying this is still the best one. We used to spend 1,400 diamonds for an orange emblem, not for a red one, for an orange. I know there is now restricted domain, there will be another video analyzing that, but for now red emblem. Next row. The only very good deal that I found, which is ironically also outdated, is the Divine Herald chest. It gives you the 1st, 2nd and 3rd generation Divine Herald selection, 40 units in total. And this is basically the price of 60 covenants. So if you multiply 2,200 the covenant or by 6, then you see that it's 13,200. And these covenants are basically fair price, a minimal discount. So you see that it's a bit odd. This is a lot better value because obviously you need 60 covenants for 40 units. And this is why you see original price 9,120 and the discounted price, this is the amount. You can basically calculate the discount if you go to a console and 9,120. This is the amount and 1 minus this 41.5% discount. There you go. If you still need it. Now, if you have your Divine Heralds generation 1, 2, 3, then you don't need it. And all these are like neutral. Astro Silver, it costs 1,000 diamonds per 10. You can get some for 500, you can get some for 750. The prestigious chest is quite expensive, it's 8,000 diamonds. It depends on the use case. If you really couldn't collect enough, in that case you might go for it and triple it in Vidomina, and then you get out a triple of the triple. So effectively this could be worth 9 artifacts in total if you do it in the way that you need those 9 artifacts and not divine gear or hero armor, for instance. So technically this could be a very good purchase if you haven't hoarded in the last half a year. In practice, for most of you, if you're like me, you have like 40 of these prestigious chest H's by now, or 30 or 20 or some really high number. Now if you're not, in that case obviously you have time to catch up, so this is some sort of a catch-up mechanism. So, by the way, in this account where I didn't take it seriously, there is 28. That's the prestigious age. But I opened some not too long ago for the triple artifacts, and because I knew that I don't need it, so I was actually above 30. And for Cornucopia, to get it to level 8, I opened some as well, because I didn't get it to level 8. And I also have some artifacts like these and these. Okay. Now, the thing is that you can see that I opened some... Oops, no, not these ones. I opened some of these because if you go down to the artifacts... Or did I? No, it was not here. I opened it on something else. Anyway, doesn't matter. You need to know what kind of artifacts you need and whether it's Vidomina compatible. So start it when you do the Vidomina. You might need to save the decision until then. These two things, the left hand side, these weapon tokens. In my specific case, if I play Order, in that case I would get a Final Battle Angel weapon. And my Final Battle Angel weapon is not doing that well. I'm just analyzing the situation. It's situation dependent. I would prefer a Guard Dragon. At any time I would prefer a Sun Crusader, but I cannot. I can just choose Final Battle Angel, Wrath Lord, Guard Dragon, and these like level 1 units. My Battle Angel is not even in the... it's here. And then if you check out the exclusive weapon rank up, it's Awakened, but that's where I stopped. And I'm like, okay, I can get 240, what does this mean? And then you read what you get. Each time a castle DH is deployed, increases Final Battle Angel's damage reduction by 5%, stacks up to 4 times. Each time tower is deployed, Final Battle Angel's damage increase 5%. So you need tower for battle. That's not that bad, but you would need the damage reduction on a defensive unit a bit more. Anyway, 2 stars. And then this would be 90, so it's like 50 plus 90 is 140. And then you see every 20 seconds, precede 7 seconds, or 7, 27, 47, 67, and so on. Final Battle Angel summons a holy sword that descends from the sky onto the position of current target, dealing 200% damage and true damage equal to 20% of max HP to units within a small range to current target, and so on. Stun and so on. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Is it a big deal? Is it a small deal? What does this mean? I have no idea. Third one. Increases Final Battle Angel's unit damage reduction by 30% and critical hit of friendly Order Union units by 300. Is it good? Is it not good? You know it. But then it goes on and on. And you try to estimate the levels, how much this would mean to you, and whether it's worth it or whether it's just cosmetics and it doesn't make any difference. Now, if you know that it doesn't make any difference, and here you need to seek help, because for example, I have no idea about the Strength Union unit. I think it's a defensive unit as well. It looks some Siren or something. And the issue is that you will need to figure out whether that weapon is worth for you or not worth for you at all. If it's a complete garbage and you're not gonna play the Union that has a good enough weapon for the Generation 1, then it's an easy skip for you. If that weapon can be used, for example, in your second team in a 3-team formation, or in the first team, or in any ways, or if it's an attacker and you can use it in some game modes, or if it's a ranged unit and you can use it in Stadwick or somewhere else, then you go for it. Utility is questionable. I don't know. That's why it's questionable. It's high enough because DH weapons are one of the best things in the game at the moment. But it's questionable as well because you need to know your unit, because the first DH is gonna be outdated by the time godlike units come. You will get 2 godlike units in the first iteration for your Union. Do you want this? Do you not want this? Or you play Awakened Catherine and you mix and match different faction Union Divine Heralds. If you want that, then it's quite unlikely that it's gonna be the Battle Angel, for example, or this Siren that is gonna end up in your main team. But maybe second team, third team utility there is some. So currently high, because DH weapons make some difference. Scarcity, it's basically very high because you can get 40 Arcana ore a week. 20 for 600 diamonds per 10, and the next 20 in the shop where you disassemble some of the units. So the unit token reuse shop. And you may run out of the second 20 sooner than later if you don't have a backup plan. You need a complicated backup plan for the 3000. It requires calculations. So that's why this is not clear cut. For some people, this is gonna be the main thing that they're gonna purchase. For other people, they're just gonna not use it and take some neutral purchases and the Divine Heralds 4 times. Because if you purchase this 4 times, it's 32,000 vouchers in total. It's quite a significant amount. Or the alternative is that you do the 32,000 plus the 20,000. That's a mix and match as well. I have no idea what makes sense in your situation, you know it only. Now the Beholder, I would say this is a skip. And if you aim for the future, not to purchase it now, but for the future, it's gonna be in the Astrologer. And after 20 pulls, you get one, sooner or later. I would not chase it right now, it's just a purple artifact. And I would rather wait until I get it organically. The Tarot, the faction, and the Union selection, just forget it, both of them. You don't want to gamble. You don't know the card that you're gonna get. The card face value is a lot more important than the faction or Union. Why is that? Because basically you need a card with the proper Union or faction that you slot in Tarot. And with proper stats. Preferably shiny, but if it's not shiny, you survive it. But then you can use all the subsequent cards with the Arcana, so you level it up. And then the card that you use for leveling up another card will be gone, which means that its faction is indifferent, it doesn't matter. So for every single card you have in your Tarot slot, you need like, I don't know how many for the regular cards, but definitely more than 5, possibly more than 6, more than 7. So 1 in 5, even in case of 1 in 5, the faction doesn't matter. Obviously you need good stats, so you need to have a good selection of cards, but still, this is not a good deal. This is not a good deal either. Like, you don't want to gamble. You just select the Union, but you don't know the card itself. And then you get a random one. You don't need this, forget it. The essences, I mean, the rare orange is okay, price-wise. The regular orange is about 50% discount with respect to the mystery store. The Eternity Adamant, I said forget it because of another reason, but you may want it, I don't know. It's up to you, so good question. Like, if you're like me, in that case, you just look at the store, let's see what it says for Eternity Adamant. I have like 875 right now. Okay, maybe I'll level it up on Wednesday, but no, I just collect enough and then I max out a weapon. You need 1,000 for it. If I still have some weapons worth doing. So this is the amount. You won't run out of it. This used to be super scarce, now it's not. And you get 200 every single Sunday now, or up to 200. Now you may reject this, and I consciously cut down on the 200 Eternity Adamants and I got SSR units instead, and Quiet Purse, and Glittering Purse, and everything Soulstones and units. What do you think? Why am I doing it? Write it in the comments. There is a reason for it. There is a clear reason for it. That makes a lot of sense, and it may make me purchase less of these when it comes, because I get organic supply of it. A bit higher than that, because I purchase SSR units. If you connected the dots, write it in the comments. If not, a video will come sooner or later. Anyway, so that's the forget it part, and then you just have some last item for the change, which is spell scrolls. Obviously the remaining ones. By the way, you have a mission. I'm just using this currency. I purchase one at a time. It's already 7 days in. These are the values. Let me know if you agree, let me know if you disagree. I won't tell you what to purchase, you need to know what the situation is in your account.